Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you how to digitally replicate a 3D paper cut style using a juice bottle as a subject. This technique creates a fluid and abstract design that is distinctive and has a sense of depth. You may want to use this technique on advertising posters or print adverts, for example. I'll start by opening a new workspace. This workspace is A4 and the orientation is portrait. I'll then drag over an image onto my workspace of a juice bottle that I found on the internet. I'll enlarge this image by holding in Shift and dragging the image downwards from the corner. Holding in Shift will ensure that the image stays in proportion while enlarging it. Once I've found the right placement for my juice bottle, I'll select the pen tool. P is the shortcut here, and then I'll start outlining the one side of my juice bottle. So once you are happy with the outline of the side of the bottle, you can select the background image and delete it. What you'll do next is copy the outline of the side of your bottle by holding in Command, pressing C and then F. Next, select the reflect tool, shortcut here is O, adjust the anchor point, hold down Shift and then flip the bottle so that you have an equal proportioned other side. After this, you can select the entire object and center it once again. So next, what you're going to do using the curvature tool is you're going to extend the lines of each side of the bottle outline off the page and connect them to form two solid shapes on each side. Be very careful to keep the lines as smooth as possible and allow space for your headline elements, which is very important. So as you can see at the top over here, I'm leaving a space to add some text. I'll do the same to the other side. Once again, taking care to keep my lines as smooth as possible and leaving appropriate space for my headline elements, where we'll add some text a bit later. There we go. So once you have two solid shapes on both sides of the page, what you want to do is remove the outline and fill these shapes with a shade of gray. I'll do the same to the other side. Continue drawing more shapes in the same way. Be sure to use different shades of gray for each layer. Again, make sure each element is joined as a solid shape to frame the page. As you can see, I previously drew my shapes for the purpose of this tutorial and to save us some time. A great tip when creating your lines would be to use the simplify option to make sure they keep a smoothness to them and have nice natural curves. You do this by going to Path and then Simplify. Be sure to click on Preview and then you can adjust the curve precision until you feel you're happy. Continue building up your layers, taking care to achieve a sense of randomness in the overall image. Although you want to show a definite shape, you don't want it to look unnatural. Using the Direct Selection tool, adjust individual points to create differences in adjacent layers. Once you've blocked in the main silhouette, zoom in and create a series of waves inside the bottle, in a semicircular style shown here. This will make it appear as though liquid is sloshing around inside the bottle. I'll now add my colors. I'll drag in a color theme that I found on the internet and place it next to my composition. I'll select the different layers and choosing the eyedropper tool, shortcut I, I'll select a color that I wish the layer to be. To select the next layer, I would press V to choose the direction tool shortcut, and then shortcut I again to choose a color. Try and link the shapes on each side with each other in terms of color. Continue doing this for the rest of the layers. Okay, so what I want to do next is create a banner for the title. I'll do this by selecting the rectangle tool and drawing a simple red rectangle in the space that we left open for the title. I obviously want some rounded corners, so what I'll do is with the selection tool, I'll add some rounded corners to my banner, make it a little bit bigger. I also would like to add an arc. I'll do this by going to Effect, Warp, and then Arc. I'll set the bend to 15% and press OK. So next I'm going to draw curved lines at the top and bottom to illustrate the liquid pouring into the banner and dripping from it underneath it into the bottle. I'm going to do this using the curvature tool. I'll do this at the bottom as well, but once again I've created a bit of a shortcut to save us some time. Once you've done this successfully, what you're going to do is create a new layer, and holding down Command you're going to select the three shapes that you've just drawn and drag them to this new layer. Once again, we want the banner to be beneath the previously drawn shape, so we'll drag this layer to the bottom. So now that you have your banner, you can finally add the title. The banner helps link both elements more effectively than if the type had been placed with no environmental link, and results in the overall piece feeling more connected. With the base image now drawn on Illustrator, it's time to add the finishing touches in Photoshop. But before we can do that, what you need to do is select the Release to Layers option. This will ensure that when opening the file in Photoshop, each shape is on a separate layer. Next, what you'll do is go to File and export the file as a Photoshop PSD and click Export. Okay, so when you open your Illustrator file in Photoshop, it will look something like this. As you can see, here are all your layers on the side, each shape on a separate layer. What you need to do is create a new A4 document and then give it a nice mellow background cover. Make sure that you select both layers by holding down Command, and then using the selection tool, what we're going to do is drag our base image over to our new document. And then we're going to center it. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is right click on one layer, and in the blending options I'm going to check the drop shadow box. I'm going to set my blend mode to multiply, the opacity to 35%, distance 24 pixels, spread 30 pixels, and size 49 pixels. I'm also going to check the satin box and set the blend mode to multiply and the opacity to 11%. I'm going to click OK. I'm going to go to my layers tab, and under layer style I'm going to select copy layer style. Next I'm going to select all my layers other than the main type and banner. Okay, once all the layers are selected, I'm going to go to my layers tab again, and under layer style I'm now going to select paste layer style. Okay, so lastly, add a little texture to the piece by creating a new layer and filling it with white, and then setting it to multiply under blending options. From there, add some noise by going to filter, noise, and add noise. Okay, and that's it, you're done. Here's another example where I've used the technique. As you can see, this technique is very useful and it can be manipulated and used in many ways, especially in print and poster design. Thank you for watching.